It's a beautiful February day. Today we're going to mix up some seedling mix. So y'all come on, let's see how it's done. Right, as you can see, we have a coop that we haven't used for about 6 months. I have some sweet potatoes planted in there just a couple days ago, just for me to get some slips. But the chickens have been here working it. They be working it. Anyway, they've chewed all the grass down and spread it all out and loosened it all up. So what I did is I came in here and I scooped up off the top layer, which was nice and dry for the most part, and crumbly. It had bits of chicken poop and old duck poop and just a smattering of a little bit of everything. So it's been kind of in here protected and resting for about 6 months, so it's pretty safe. So I scooped some of it up, put it in a bucket. All right, this is our wash station slash pump house. The water pump and the water well is in. We've got a little worm farm back here. There it is. What I do is I come in here. What I've got is I've got two buckets in here, and there's a brick in the bottom of this one, and this one has holes drilled all the way around it and all up one side and down the other. And so there's scraps go in there and grass clippings, just whatever we can find goes in there that they'll eat. Put it in there. This has been sitting for about 4 months or so, 3 or 4 months. And so what I did is I pulled all this back, and there was a bunch of dry stuff right here. So I pulled all that out and put it into a bucket. So now I've got 2 buckets. I've got 1 bucket of chicken coop dirt, and I have 1 bucket of worm dirt. All right, let's go in the shop here, and I'll show you one of the other pieces of my dirt mix. Yeah, this is a catch-all. All kinds of stuff in here. This is azomite. That's rock dust. And then I have some more rock dust here in this bag. So I'm using this, and then I'll come back to that if I have to. And then I've got some, I think this is perlite. I'm going to be putting some of that in there too. Some perlite. Miracle Grow. I've had that for at least 2 or 3 years, so we're just going to try to use some of that up. So other than a little bit of TLC, those are my ingredients, and I'll show you how we do it. I'll just use that right there. That's all rock dust, so that's what I'm going to end up putting in my mixture. All right, I'll show you what kind of contraption we have here. Put that there. All right, so what do I have here? This is my this is my kids' play gym, I don't know what you call it, swing set. And I made this frame and put some hardware cloth in there. And this is my sifter. So I sifted all the ingredients out. And you can see here I've got some nice mix. This is all the worm castings, or the worm dirt rather. And I'm going to mix it with, no, that's the dirt, with the worm castings mixed in. And then I'm going to put the rock dust in it and perlite. And that'll be my, thank you, that'll be my seed starting mix. You can see I've even got some worms as I'm sifting. The worms got in it. Let's see if we can get the chickens. See if we can call the chickens. Here they come. Whoa. There you go. Look, it's right here. Look, it's right here. Look. Can I get it? Can I get it? There you go. All right. So, let me finish sifting this last little bit, worm dirt, and then we'll mix it all up and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so this is what it looks like. So let's see if I can do this without shaking the camera. So I just work this back and forth, and then it falls down into the wheelbarrow. So let me get this done. We'll mix it all together and I'll show you what I do next. All right, So we've got all our ingredients sifted and measured out. Let's go ahead and add the rock dust. Skadoosh. We'll take our handy dandy measuring tool and get some of this perlite. I'm just eyeballing this. We'll mix it up. We'll see what the texture looks like, and then we'll add some more perlite accordingly. So we'll just mix this around, try to get it all spread up. You can tell this is a really low-tech way of doing it. I'd rather do this. Helps keep me connected to what I'm doing. I may add one more scoop of rock dust, and then we'll call it. We'll stop there, and then we'll go on to the next part. All right. Well, I added one more scoop of perlite and one more scoop of rock dust, and it turned out to look pretty good. Let's see. It's nice and loose. It's a little moist, but that's good for a seed starting mix. See, it holds together, crumbles easily. So we'll go with that. It may not be perfect, but it'll start a seed. All right, so this is what we have. This is what I've used in the past. You've seen them, you put the little disc in here and you add water and they swell up. Put the seeds in there and a clear lid goes on the top. That's a really good way of doing it. However, I've never had really good results with the lids. After a year, they bust up to pieces and get dry rotted, or I step on them, you know, stuff like that. This works really good, but I like to use things that I can reuse and reuse and reuse. If I'm going to pay $6, or if I'm going to pay how much ever this was, I don't even remember how much it was. I want it to last a long time. Last year, I went to this. Everybody knows what these are. These are strawberry containers, and you can see I've got this one last year. I tried to plant some time, thinking that this would be really good, but it's just got too many holes in the top and the bottom. It's nearly impossible to keep moisture in here. Now this year, I made some row covers, some high tunnels or row covers. I'm not really sure what you call them, for my garden. So I can actually probably put some dirt in here, put it underneath the row cover, and it would solve that problem. So I may use that, and this is what I use in the garden to mark my crops. And of course, everybody has tons of these laying around. Y'all know what these are. But this year, I did something different. At Walmart, you can get a package of 3 of these. It's basically just like a tin pie pan, and it comes with a clear lid. I thought that would be a really good thing. I'm not really sure how long the lid will last, but we'll see. If not, then I can probably just cover it with some plastic or whatever next year. But I thought this would be a really good way to organize it. I've already got my seed packets in here. You can see I get Baker Creek heirloom seeds. So I've already decided what crops I want to plant, and then that's going to be what I plant them in. And I'll try to do some successive planting so that I don't have all these trays all at once to plant in the garden. So let me take you to the garden. I'll show you my row covers and what I'm doing in there. All right, so let's go to the garden. It's pretty wet here. We just had a few thunderstorms and it's muddy and smelly. So I've got my garden inside of a gate for obvious reasons. My chickens will destroy my garden. So there's a row cover there, and then there's some section that I haven't yet covered yet. Didn't have a whole lot planted. I think I got potatoes down at the other end. I just planted those the other day. Underneath the hog panel, I've got some onions planted, and there's a few coming up. I planted, good gravy, at least 20 onions, little small onion sets, and you know, I might have 6 coming up. So That's awesome. Let's see when I planted these. 10 of last year, white onions. See, there's one coming up right there. Actually, it's been up. Then I've got asparagus. There's some asparagus there. I've yet to cover this section up because there's really nothing but asparagus and some rosemary. It survived all winter. We didn't have a really bad winter this year. I've got white potatoes planted there. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button and share it. And if you have any questions or critiques, put it in the comment section and I'll try to get back to you. We'll see you next week.